we talk about a few things that we ask people to be to back their products up. First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC. And as we said many times before, we have the most demonstrations for inside and outside on everything you could possibly think of. We also have the most test demonstrations. So what I put on top in that link in that caption, which I'm gonna add more to that because you only get like 60 when you're doing live. I don't know why. And then after basically you upload it, then it goes into 100. So there's more to go in there. But what I'm doing is this is a call out because like I said, I get sick and tired of people at the end of the day, and not just those two. Those two are bananas, but I'm talking about other people at the end of the day also too that claim to have good screen paint products. And if you have good screen paint products, you should literally have a massive amount of tests on your products on every level you could possibly think of. You should challenge your work. Some people don't want to challenge your work because again, they're afraid of the failure rate. They're afraid that screen's not going to do this and it's not going to be do that. They can't post their test sheets. That is right there is an entire page where we dedicated for tests on all our products. We have two of them. I didn't have enough room to post the other one. So once we get everything loaded up, we'll post the rest of them on there. But as I said before, a lot of these sites that you will go to for screen paint products do not have testing under the products. You don't know whether or not the screen's going, how does it compare to certified screens? I got people today, like I said, can drop 20 grand on a screen with no problem. But if I can save the money and I can show that, look, I got technology out here that can beat a certified screen, they are more eager to buy. Because again, this is a person at the end of the day really doesn't care if it costs whatever it costs. He's not going to be the type of person that's going to pretty much be impacted by sticker shock. So this is going to be easy for him to pay for. But to save some money and to show that we can do this, we have to be to display that. Our white level technology, which means we have to be to show our screens having the ability to be able to pick up higher white levels, amazing white levels, next to different white surfaces, certified screens. What's the difference between our products and black house paint? What's the difference between our product and black fabric? You don't want any of this stuff matching at the end of the day. You want the stuff to actually come up where it doesn't match at all, period. And you have to be able to back your product on this. Like for us, what's the difference between our product and the Home Depot Black Dynasty paint? Well, we have demonstrations right here. We also have something called Black Magic, which I'm not a big fan of the name, but it's by Lowe's. They make it. It's actually a very dark black paint. So we've done Black Dynasty, we've done Lowe's Black Magic, we've done fabric, you name it, we've done it. These are the black on black demonstrations that we do. Black versus black. These are demonstrations I'm going to be showing off in the expo when I get a chance to go over there. Also, too, you will see here where we do our demonstrations against certified screens. So we need to show off. Let me bring this up a little bit. Here we go. A little bit. So in our demonstrations, we have to show off the difference between our products and certified screens. Fully ambient light rejection demonstrations. We like this because the MaxoZone has a ton of light down there for testing for the screens. Over here, we have the, what's this, white level test. And this is a white level test. It's a white level test right there. White level and black level test versus our product. Window technology, which we had to test that out. Another black versus black demonstration. Black versus black demonstration. Black fabric, which we get that all the time. What if I use black fabric and I have the same result? Not going to happen. This is a test 2 for black versus black. Now, keep in mind, when it comes to a gray screen, they have to do something called a gray versus gray. What's the difference between our product and network gray, slip silver, bare silver screen, bullseye primer, stuff like that. 1000 lumen demonstration. There's our test right there. I need to put all those up. I'm going to drop all those in. So we have test demonstrations right here. This is the page you'll see. And to show that, excuse me, that we can back our products at 100%, I posted my entire link for my test page right there in my caption, which means anybody can go in there and click and they can see the same demonstrations we've done here. Now, what we're going to do is we're calling out to individuals who claim that their products basically are tested and they're not tested. So you should be able to match and better every single video we have here in our test page. If your product, and including you have to do outside demonstrations too, also to long throw, 1000 lumens, fully lit environments. And when I mean match or better, when we do a match or better, Means you must match my screen size and, oh, great goodness, we got 250s in here too. You got to match my screen size and the same environment that we're using. So here we are, outside demonstrations. Demonstrations against white surfaces, they will have to be different. Oh, yeah, you have to do white surfaces too versus others. There is the 250s. Don't even know how you're going to accomplish that one, but figure it out. Ambient light rejection technology, which means we have screens in fully lit environments, which means in these demonstrations we're showing contrast levels. You don't want your screen washing out or fading. You want to sit next to an open door. Tabletop demonstrations. I doubt you're going to be going near that one. More door demonstrations. This is for ambient light rejection, get technology gain. Let's see what else we have here. The demo. So we're going to put that and we're going to put the demo. So we are requesting to have our, well, that's never going to happen. We know that from the door. I'll put the test in first. I'll do the demos tomorrow. So we're going to post, right now you already seen that's our entire link for this page. This is our entire test page. So we like our customers to know that when they buy from us, they can always go over to our test page and they can see all the tests on their products. They can also go into the shopping carts and they can also see all the information we have there for them to be able to click and watch videos on the products. So as I said before, you know, if these products out here are declaring to be the best of the best or to be this, that, and the other, then you should have no problem being able to match or better the entire test page on our website. And if you can't, it just basically proves that our products are more superior. And I'm not just talking about those, I'm talking about anybody at the end of the day. Match and better the entire test page on our website, which has about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Yeah, 32. So we have 32 videos on the test page, which need to be completed. And keep in mind, some of these demonstrations can last anywhere from 2 to, well, we've got some from 1 hour to 4 hours long. And that just shows you at the end of the day why our products are considered to be the best, why our products are the best choice for your home or business, and why you should not basically invest your money into screen paints that cannot back themselves at the end of the day. If you got products out there that are matching house paint, at the end of the day, this is a product that you need to stay clear of. If this is a product that cannot match our test demonstrations, then at the end of the day, you know which product is the best. So we put it out there. We put people on call. If you're going to make claims that your products are the best, then you should be able to beat or better than us. You should be able to beat, match or better our entire test page with 31 videos attached to it. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Well, it's not going to be done. We already know that from the door. That'll never get done. But it just shows you at the end of the day that we can post our entire page. This is what we send to customers sometimes when customers ask, are our products tested? We can send them an entire page of all our products being tested. And then they can see it for themselves. Unlike other people, they cannot do that. Under the Crystal Edge site, let's see, Crystal Edge, we have our customer demonstrations. I want to see what we have the front. Crystal Edge coming soon. It's a commercial page, pretty soon coming soon. We have demonstrations right here. This is the grid we have here. Most unmatched. We didn't give you that yet. We just gave you the demonstrations for the test page. Tomorrow I'm going to post each one of these up. So tomorrow we'll put a post up for challenges on our demo page, challenges on our outside test demonstrations, which we have here on the massive grid. And we are expecting for those out there that have been running their mouths a little too much, back it up. Complete all our demonstrations, which I doubt, like I said, it'll never happen. And there's something they can't do. This is something they knew they can't do. Matter of fact, even we have a demonstration page here. We got a massive demonstration page here. This is the demonstration page of our customers. Now we're going to post a link every day of all our tests on our products inside and out, and we're challenging anyone, not just two people, anyone, to match and better all demonstrations under our company's name. So that light we have in here, so when you do these tests, keep in mind, you're going to be in a fully lit environment. You'll match our environment, you'll match our screen size. Everything we did in this demonstration, you will match or better. That's what a matching better is. We see people cut corners, so come to be in dark environments. Say, look, I did the same. No, no. If I'm not in a dark environment, you should not be in a dark environment. If I'm on a 250, 180, dual 150s, that's what you have to be on. Because again, if people are going to be laying claim that they're supposed to be better than us, then we're going to put you on call. Now, I've seen about a few people out there claiming to be the same thing we are. If you are the same that we are and you claim to be, then you should have no problem completing all test demonstrations. Mind you, like I said, you're going to have to do the exact demonstration or better. And if you can't do it, then you have no business calling yourself better than us or the same. Simple and plain. That's a ton of pictures. We want you to, we know you can't do the pictures. You'll do the videos instead. This is a grid for the most outdoor demonstrations on and off YouTube. You would have to complete the entire grid, which has over 72 videos embedded into this one grid. On just about every projector you could possibly think at, we threw out our technology. And you will also have to match the screen size. So I hope you got a big enough backyard because you will need it. If anyone's going to sit there, and I don't care if it's just those two individuals, anybody is going to sit there and say you're just as good as we are, then you'll match all my demonstrations. The test demonstration page alone has 31 videos sitting in it right now. And this is the grid. Luckily, we don't tell you to do the pictures. One of the pictures slideshows we have in here have over 2,000 pictures loaded, and it goes back around 4 years back. That's another one. That's 1,000 pictures running there. I think 2,000 or 2,000 pictures on every level you can possibly think of, which means if I'm in a room doing a 3-projector display, you would be in a room doing a 3-projector display. Now, for some of you, if this is overwhelming and too hard for you, then guess what? You're not on my level. That clearly shows you're not. You duplicate all that. I put a lot of time and hard work into what I do for a living. And if anyone's going to come along and say, oh, I can do the same thing, you're going to have to back it up. You're going to have to be able to beat every last one of my demonstrations. I don't want to see a couple, but I want to see all of them completed in order for you to say that you have the same thing I have. What do we have? Oh, yes, the black and white. Clearly showing why you don't use gray screens. They don't work. So the first link I just put in is our test page. This is a test page right here. This is what we send the companies. This is what we send the customers. When they ask us, can we back our products up? We send them an entire page of 31 videos of our products tested on every level. And keep in mind, for those of you who have a habit of testing one of your screens and being done with it, no. Every last one of the screen paints you see in that marketplace are under those tests. Be thankful. This is a demo. This is a test page. The demo page is far worse. The demo page has about, I think, 80 videos attached to it. It is huge. That'll be tomorrow. So we're expecting to see all these tests done. Now, if you don't have a black screen, you have a gray screen. Guess what you'll be tested against? In these demonstrations, we have Blackmagic by Lowe's. We also too have Dynasty, Black Dynasty. You'll be doing the opposite. You'll be doing Slip Silver, Network Gray 773, Bullseye Primer, and Bare Silver Screen. You can't match any of this stuff. You see that we have here for the thumbnail? You see how that paint is not matching that screen when it pulls blue? So if I'm in a max out zone where meters don't pick up, that's what you're going to be at. If I'm at 1,000 lumens, that's what you'll be at. My screen size there is 129 inch. I mentioned in the video, 1610. You can't do that because that's a custom built, but you can do 120. We'll accept that. 1,000 lumens in the max out zone. You'll have to pull that off to at 16 feet back. This is called a demonstration we do to show the screen can pull up high white levels. This is all white sheets of paper versus the screen on multiple levels. You will not be showing pretty colors. You'll be doing the same thing we do. White levels, contrast, and color. Demonstrations on our black technology versus a white surface. You'll be doing the white surface also. Panel demonstration, you have to do that. Outside demonstrations, that's in the test. You'll have to do those two also too, which means you have to take your product outside. You have to maintain a star field. We did a lot of contrast demonstrations and white level demonstrations outside. That's what you'll have to do. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, black paints outside versus our screen paint. White surfaces outside. The massive Monster 250. You have to do that. You're definitely going to have to do that one. What does your product look like at 250 inches? Can it maintain at 18 feet back? I don't care what projector you use. At the end of the day, we really don't care. Keep in mind, for those of you who do have the money to spend for a 10,000, 20,000 lumen projector, this will not help you. I told you the theory behind using high-end projector. If you don't believe me, check out my demonstration promo we got from our church. We did several years back. We had a 7,000 lumen projector. They couldn't get the screen to lift. By going out and buying a projector with a higher lumen will not help you. All you're doing is washing your screen out even faster. I don't even know where that theory even came from, where people think if they buy a higher lumen projector, this is going to fix the issue. No, you're introducing more light to your screen that's already having an issue producing images in the fully lit environment you're sitting in. That's what's going on. Let's see. Oh, ambient light rejection demonstrations. Now, some of you have already made claims that you don't have a product that's ambient light rejection. So how are you on my level? We specialize in ambient light rejection technology. I find that so funny when we have people out there saying we do the same thing they do, but on their website, they say, oh, this is not ambient light rejection. Well, that stuff is. So if you're claiming that you're the same as we are, well, I don't want to hear that excuse. Because if you're doing demonstrations, you got an open door, you're showing, pointing the camera toward windows, you are telling your customers that your product is ambient light rejection and it has the ability to maintain in fully lit environments. And I can't express this enough. One individual does this nonsense. Stop doing demonstrations next to a door that has nothing to do with your screen. I hate that the most. That somebody opens up a door and goes, look, there's door light coming through. Big deal. There is no door light coming through hitting your screen because your screen's in a pocket in the far corner of your apartment and there's no light hitting from this door. Do you see this demonstration here? It's a 106-inch screen sitting right directly in the door with an overhead light and it's maintaining an image at 1,000 lumens. That's how you do a door demonstration. The screen literally has to be in the door. Oh, man. You're not going to pass that one. We know that already. Tabletop demonstrations, you're going to have to do that too. And you're going to have to do that in a fully lit environment. I couldn't care less if your projector is sitting right up on top of your screen because we've seen that already. You can have, from what I've seen already from the P2 demonstrations, I've seen everybody who's had those projectors sat in the dark. That projector is sitting right up on top of the screen and the screen can't pick it up. So we already know you can't pick up on a tabletop. It's sitting right up on top of the tabletop. You won't be able to pick up a star field, no contrast. It'll wash out right from the door. So that's not going to work, but you're still going to have to do it. Let's see. And the door demonstration, outside demonstration. That's it for there. 31 videos. Okay, first, this is the light stuff. We could give you the demo page, which is far worse. This is our demo page. Demo page is also included with test. And it is massive. Parte, you will not like this demonstration. So these are paint-on demonstrations, which means we can show people painting in a 250-inch screen in no time at all. Faster than it took to paint your screen in. At a 2x3, I was able to paint at 250 in no time, display it, dry it, display it, and show it off that day. So you're not going to like that one too much. Let's see, gaming applications. Black Series demonstrations. The Black Series has the highest test demonstrations. We have color. We have 720p projectors. We have full contrast demonstrations. You won't pass that. We know that from the door. Your screens can't see contrast. We're not going to bother telling you to give us pictures because there's no way you're going to sit there and do 1,000 pictures. So that's out of the question. Demonstrations. Here's one we need to see. This is a demonstration we did on a 720p versus 1,000 lumen projector. How heavy was the specification shift? Well, one of them is a Chrissy 5,000 lumen 1920 by 1200, a WXGA projector, and the other one is a 600 by 800 720p 1,000 lumens versus a 5,000 lumen projector, to show that the technology gain that we have embedded into the screen can generate so much of a high gain that it can actually match side by side with 5,000 versus 1,000, 720p versus 1080p, and SVGA versus a WXGA projector, and you wouldn't even notice a very slight difference, extremely slight difference. You're going to have to do that test also. Keep in mind, all these are done in fully lit environments, so you have to complete those too. Ooh, this is where it's going to get really brutal for you. I see a lot of y'all shying away from windows. Y'all are scared to go near windows. This is my personal favorite when I see people shutting off windows. Either they have blinds that are blocking where the screen's at. They have the blinds on a slant, so when the light's coming through, it's hitting this way and pointing downwards, giving the illusion that there's light coming in because you can't see objects on the other side. There's screens tucked away in corners where they'll open up a window way on the other end and go, look, there's ambient light. No, no, no. We do demonstrations. That's a 127-inch screen. My projector is a 600 by 800 res projector. It sits back 19 feet from the screen. That screen can maintain with all that light hitting the screen. You'll have to complete those challenges too, all of them. Got one here, one here. 3D mapping applications, we don't expect for you to do this because you don't have the hardware. That's why. So you don't have to worry about that. Floor, nah, you can do floor projection. We didn't do 3D mapping for floor and ceiling. So you'll have to do a floor and ceiling display. My ceiling is 180 inches. My floor is 160. You'll have to do both of those with lights on also too. Ooh, this is going to get pretty nasty for some of y'all. This is going to be pretty embarrassing. This is an ultra short throw demonstration. My screen size is 120 inch. I have a fully lit environment, and my projector is a 720p $60 projector. If you can't beat that projector costing $60 on a 120 inch screen and a fully lit environment, and you can't beat that on a $3,000, $1,800, or $2,000 projector, that is going to be pretty embarrassing. Oh, by the way, we show contrast levels, so you'll have to show contrast levels also. We don't expect you to do this, so just forget it. Just don't worry about it. You don't have to do this at all. We know you don't have the technology to do it. That's why you can only go by so far with that stuff. 1,000 lumen demonstration. Whew. This is going to be rough. This is demonstrations we did to show that our product can produce on 1,000 lumens. Keep in mind when people come into our shopping carts, they see the specification at 1,000 lumens. Well, the problem you have here is that people really are not going to believe that unless you can show demonstrations of the screen operating on 1,000 lumens. Like you say, 2,200 lumens. There are no demonstrations on your page showing off 2,200 lumen projector demonstrations. All of them are done on a P2, which shows at the end of the day that the only way you can produce that image, you have to have a $3,300 machine, or some of you using the Optima GT 55 and 56, which we've done those outside. So yeah, at 140 inches. But this demonstration right here, you have to be able to operate at 1,000 lumens in a max out zone. Good luck on that one. That's going to be a rough one. 1,000 lumens right next to windows, right next to doors. You're going to have to pull that one off too. Mind you, contrast levels are involved in every last one of the demonstrations. Oh, great goodness. They don't have to go through the gray section of it all too. They're not going to be able to pass that. 235.1, we don't expect for you to do that, so don't worry about that. Don't worry about that because you don't have the capability. So there's no point in putting that in there. Again, another advanced ambient light rejection gain demonstration. You're going to have to complete all of these. Let's see. Oh, outside demonstrations. You don't do any of those. So there's a massive 250 inch. We know you can't do that one, so I might just forget that one. Well, we should add in there anyway. There's more outside demonstrations. Floor mapping applications. Well, you can use a basic projector. We'll do that and map it to the floor, which is screen paint. But keep in mind, you're going to have to pull up outer space off your floor while your lights are on. And since a gray screen can't see contrast, that's not going to help. Or any form of visual effects, so that's not going to work. But you're still going to have to do it. Ceiling and light rejection technology. You're going to have to be able to produce an image outer space off your ceiling with the light embedded in the middle of the screen. You don't have that capability because a gray screen can't see or register outer space because it comes up gray, and it's going to wash out even faster if there's a ceiling light embedded in the middle of the screen. Mind you, my screen's 180 inches, so you'll have to do a 180-inch screen. Let me see. Mapping table applications. You can do this, but it won't work due to the fact that you can't see a contrast level, so your screen's going to wash out. That projector, if you decide to get it, which you're going to need it. I have no idea why you guys don't have any projectors. How many projectors we have when we're doing demo? We have over 70 projectors in there doing demonstrations. Y'all do the same demonstration on the same projector over and over again and again and again. You can't do any of these applications because you're on the same projector every day. You have to swap out your projectors so you can show other projectors can do the same thing on the same product on different. Oh, forget it. Forget it. They don't get it anyway. Same room, same projector, same dark environment every day with them. Anyway, you have to do a tabletop display. Fully lit environment showing contrast levels, visual effects, the whole 9 yards. You have to be able to pull that off. If you do pick up this projector, keep in mind this projector is 3,600 lumens, which means when it hits that gray screen, it is going to wash out even faster. Oh, and no dark environments with that too. See how we have all the lights on and everything? That's how it should be the display. Slide pictures show. We're not expecting you to take pictures because that's what you don't do. You guys are lazy when it comes to taking pictures. How many picture demonstrations we have on our site? How many tons and tons of pictures? And you guys got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I've actually, in Wix, they give you about, I forget how many. It's like 10 pictures that you can put in there. We max those things out every single time. I literally have so many pictures that we don't get a chance to add all the pictures to our website shopping carts. You guys put 4 pictures in there. 4. Yeah, because that's all you can do, because that stuff doesn't have a lot of capabilities with it. Outside, massive grid is attached to this, so you know. So you're warned ahead of time. This one's coming. You're going to have to do this one. One of the demonstrations we did under extreme ambient light, we had lights underneath the screen. We also did this in a bay of windows at the same time. You're going to have to be to pull that one out too. Oh, no, I know what this is. This is the ambient. Did we put this in here? Oh, this is not going to go well for you. This is a grid that shows all of our ambient light rejection technology. The other one was outside. There's 2 of these monsters. So one's outside and one's inside, showing the ambient light rejection technology, showing how powerful it is. You're going to have to complete all the videos. This will be coming up tomorrow. We'll post this in tomorrow. This is going to be bad for you. Look at that. This is going to be really, really bad. I can tell you it's going to be bad for you. On the door. I think that's all of them. We got more. We got more to go. Whew. Man, I hope you guys got time. All right, this right here is our products being tested against gray paint. Gray fabric, gray paint, the whole 9 yards, whatever it is, we tested it. You're going to have to do the same test too. How does your product compare to Bullseye Primer? How does it compare to Bare Silver Screen? How does it compare to Network Gray 773? As a matter of fact, there's a couple ones in there too. You have to also do some testing too on top of that. Here we go. More pictures. Easy panel demonstrations. Parte, this would be more for you because Crow stuff is pretty much, it's paint. It just rolls on. That's what it is, 1 coat. You, on the other hand, have a 4-coat application. Can't express that enough. So it's going to take you hours to compete. One of these screens is going to take you time. This is a demonstration we did on the table. You're going to have to paint that table 4 times. 4 times. Over here, I think this was, that's a test we did for basically no, this is 180 inch. 180 inch to the wall. Sorry, 80 inch to the wall. You got to paint that 4 times. That's a 250 inch screen. You're going to paint that 4 times. Yeah, it's not going to go well for you. Motorized projection screen at 98 inches. You're going to paint that 4 times. 127 inch when we had sitting in the window. You're going to paint that 4 times too also. So good luck on that one. Motorized projection screens. There are no demonstrations on either one of your websites on motorized projection screens. You listed in a little bit of an area on your specification sheets that your product works with motorized projection screens, but where are your tests on your products painted on motorized projection screens? You don't have any on there. I haven't seen one on any of your sites. These demonstrations are detailed. It shows you how to paint it, which we have right here. In this demonstration, showing you how to paint it, paint and dry. This demonstration shows us with the screens hanging up. So we have it here on a cheap painted motorized projection screen. We roll it up, we roll it down, we roll it up, roll it down. Guys, don't do that. We have the screen over here versus certified screens. We did a certified screen on ultra short throw with the ceiling and light rejection under elite screens. We have it against a white sheet of paper. We have it over here on turning a cheap motorized projection screen, more demonstration explaining that. And then we have it on ultra short, those 720p displays, which you don't have either. None of y'all have it. All you have on your site is you can paint it on a motorized projection screen. Yeah, it's one thing to say it. It's another thing to show it, which is extremely important. Customer needs to come in. He's going to be painting a motorized projection screen. Pretty sure it's going to be more expensive than the $68 screen we paid in here. And he needs to have that reinsurance that this is going to work on his screen without jamming up the motor, cracking or peeling. He needs to have that there. Y'all don't have that there. Y'all just have it. You can paint it on a motorized. That's it. One of them goes into a whole theory about how thin his coating is, that it works like a skin, that you don't have to worry about the screen jam. But it takes 5 to 7 days, what you have on your website, for it to dry. What the freak's gonna wait 5 to 7 for a surface to dry? That's crazy. It's 5 to 7 days, not hours. And then on top of that, you say it's a thin coating and that it's like a skin-like material, and it's so that basically the screen basically won't jam up or get damaged. Let me explain something to you, Einstein. At the end of the day, I do customized motorized projection screens. It means it's custom artwork on the screen. There is multiple coats on that surface. One of the screens I must have painted about 5 or 6 times. I had no problem with the motor jamming. You could take basic network grade 773 and you could paint a motorized projection screen 30 times. Not going to jam on you. 40, yeah, you'll blow out your motor. I've done it already in the video. I've literally blown out a screen that we were using for testing different layers of paint, and it stopped working around 40 applications. So what you're saying in your demonstration is try to scare people by saying if you use any other paints except for yours, your product, you can put on that 4-coat application and your screen's not going to jam up. Heck, you can put 10 coats on that and you can't jam it up. I know that because I have experience. I painted so many motorized projection screens, it's not even funny. I can go back and show you where I did 120-inch tabbies. I had a couple of tabbies. You guys have no demonstrations on tabbies. And tabbies have to be painted a certain way because you could run the risk of when you're putting the tape across the screen, that little line, that cable that basically flattens out your screen, you could damage the tension on that and mess up your tabby. They don't tell you how to paint those, do you? No, because they don't know what they're talking about. But when he made that statement, trying to scare you into buying his product because you would damage your projection screen if you paint it. That was the case. None of my screens would even work. And the thin coating was needed because Diamond Screen Innovation started with putting a kind of printed border on. Einstein, you are not that smart. I'll tell you why. You can go back to 35mm film with a 1.1 gain when they had screens that were in that square box, more square box than 4.3. They have never, ever in the history of, as long as I've been alive, I've never seen a motorized projection screen with a velvet border. Never, ever seen one. They all come printed on. So if you just say that Diamond started the industry by being the first one to pretty much apply a printed border, no, sorry, buddy. They've been printing them on for years. Many, many, many years. Probably way back since the silent era. And probably when the silent era, they probably didn't even have borders at that particular time. It was an all-white screen. So no, they've never, there's no such thing as a velvet border motorized projection screen because again, you would jam your motor up and the screen would crinkle and implode in the middle because you would have 2 uneven areas that would not match the thickness of the screen that's being folded into the motor. You don't know what you're talking about. He probably was in here a few minutes ago telling me, oh, yeah, I'm right on that 100%, trust me. All right, so here, you got to do these demonstrations right here. This is a motorized projection screen on ultra short throw. And if you've seen the environment that happened, it is extremely bright in there. So you're going to be in a fully lit environment. Notice no dark areas in any corners, nice and bright. Doing it right. That's what you're going to have to do. I had somebody come in one time and say, oh, but you got a black screen, a black ceiling. That's what absorbs all your light. I swear they never learned. You guys ever get tired of getting embarrassed on YouTube? You do know that's a projection screen, right? So you're saying that the screen we have on the ceiling was painted in deliberately so we can absorb the light. To me, what purpose is that? I could turn on that screen at 180 inches with a projector that cost me $140, and I can nail that ceiling with all the lights on in the environment, and I can show off anything I want. I can make it snow on that ceiling. I can bring thunderstorms, fish. I can even bring in outer space. I can bring in anything I want. And that screen will never wash out, never fade. Heck, if I want, I can watch a movie on 150 and one on the ceiling with no problem, which I've done multiple times in demonstrations. And you guys are having a problem with simple, basic light in the environment, and I can do it at 180 on a ceiling, on a $140 projector, uncalibrated. Here's our picture show demonstrations. We don't expect for you to do this because, again, you guys don't like to take pictures. That's it right there. That's all right there. So we put a ton of information in here for our customers. So any questions they may have, it's here. You guys don't have this on your page. This is why we're dropping in our entire links for our entire pages, and we're calling you out. Match or better all demonstrations. We'll give you some time. This is going to take some time. I can do 10 videos in a day, which we're doing 10 test demonstrations in a day and knocking them out. And you guys can't even complete one. So this is what you're going to have to do, or anyone. If anyone out there is running their mouth at the end of the day saying, oh, we can do the same thing, then you're going to have to match all my tests. As a matter of fact, let's get through all this real quick. It's a lot. Let's go over to our more page and let's bring up our 1,000 lumens. We got a page dedicated for 1,000 lumens. Where's yours at? You don't have one. Again, same projector, same environment every day. These are demonstrations on 1,000 lumens because if I want to post our products work at 1,000 lumens, I'm going to show they work at 1,000 lumens. $5,000 lumens versus 5,000 lumen projector. Get this all the time. If I get a black screen from you, is my projector going to be bright enough? It's a 5,000 lumen projector versus 1,000. You're definitely going to have more than enough at 1,000 lumens. Outside demonstrations, 1,000 lumens display. So I'll put this one, let's see, right now we have the test demo. So that's the test demo link. We're not afraid to show our test demonstrations, and we're not afraid to back our products at 100%. Question we have here, how many of you can do this? How many of you can take your entire page of all your tests and back your products at 100%? Some of y'all are so scared to put tests on product or demonstrations on your website that some of you are matching house paint at the end of the day, and you're afraid to take those same demonstrations that you went on YouTube and you tried to back your product, which somehow went missing, but you're afraid to post them to your site. So where are your tests? So when I finish the rest of that caption, I will be calling some people out. Number one, where are your tests? Can you post them in a link? Number two, can you complete all our test demonstrations, proving that you are the same as our products? And this is for everyone. It's a call for everyone. This is the first time we called every company out. We did this back in 2019 on a video called the 1100 Lumen Challenge. Never matched. We called every company out, and not one company could match us. So again, talk is cheap. Back it up. Lucky we don't give you we did give him a 250-inch challenge. It was never completed, never done. Fusion Gamer. I gotta update you, Fusion Gamer. Like, you want to do a shipping policy challenge? It's not going to go well. Some people have really good shipping policies. Those two don't have good shipping policies. Where did your shipping policy? In fact, we got to do some updates in here too for our shipping policy. This is our shipping policy right here. They don't have shipping policy. Shipping policy. By the way, Crow's policy is this right here. This is your policy right there on your page. This is all you have. Maybe I would say this paragraph, and this paragraph. That's it. You're missing a ton of information you're supposed to have on it. You don't even have an act of God on there. Nothing on there at all, period, on your shipping policy. We have videos embedded in our shipping policies. You're missing a ton of freaking information on your shipping policy. Your specification sheets, not good. Partay's specification sheets are a little better than Crow's, but his specification sheets are still weak, and I'll tell you why. Number one, you can't put down gain as in two different versions of gain. That does not work. There's no way you can go and do that. You can go to ABS Forums, any site you want to go to, Projector Central, and tell them, hey, look, I got a screen paint that does 8 to 9 in gain. They're going to get out of the room. It's either one or the other. You can't have approximately 8 to 9. You know what approximate means. It's a pinpoint approximate number on where you have to land in order to execute that or whatever you're doing. If I say there's a hole approximately 4 feet from where you're standing, if you walk 4 feet, you will fall into a hole. That's what that stands for. But you have approximately 4 to 8. That doesn't even make any sense. So which one is it? Well, if I walk 4 feet, am I going to fall in? Or if I walk 8 feet, I'm going to fall in? Which one is it? You can't put approximate on that. because it's not a pinpoint precise number. That's why you can't have that there. And it doesn't make any sense at all, period. Ooh, let's go to my favorite place. I love this store right here. This is the Alpha. Pretty soon coming. This is one of my more advanced. Did I love this? This reminds me of freaking Warhammer right there a little bit. Can we get access to these start cards? Yeah, I can get access to these. Yeah, I can. Because you can't buy from here. Everything's out of stock. We don't have it in stock yet. This is our shipping policy over here. Specification sheet. So you can see side by side. Do you see all that information? You have to have all that information in a shopping cart. You have to be the backup. Everything you're saying in there. You show those links that are popping up in there. Those are links we have in there. All those links were for it's the screen paint we have right now. The Alpha has some of the similar capabilities of the original limited edition black. The difference is it basically be a much darker screen, and it's going to put a much stronger and higher white level. But everything you're seeing there is going to have that capability. We're still going to swap those out for the other videos that are going to be coming up soon. But as I said before, you're going to have all this information in here. This is the most important section when you sell screen paint products, your specification sheet. You must know what the freak you're talking about. Because again, you're educating the customer who basically doesn't know much. Some customers may know more, some may not know enough. And this helps those who know more. They're going to know if you're talking trash at the end of the day. And those who don't know enough, this helps them to educate them, to teach them about the product. And if you don't know what you're talking about, then how are you going to help anybody at the end of the day? So basically, we have our rarest collection. It tells exactly what that R stands for when you have it on your container. It tells you how many are made per day, so on, so on, so on, the product. We have the purchasing policy, which basically states that, I need to separate this from the demonstration, it's way too close. Please note, one order per household. It also tells you that if you do place a second order, that money will be refunded to your account. If you place the order the second time ago, all orders will be denied. You will be fully refunded. That's how we got that one set up. 1,000 lumen demonstration, paint on demonstration. There's also multiple demonstrations here and here. 100% guarantee with batch number attached, which you guys don't have those either. Live test demonstrations guarantee that all products are working fully and are tested before ship out, and video time stamped. Name of the product, category. You have no categories on your products. So this product has a 3-category list, which means one of the categories is the name of the product. Category 1, Black Series Limited Edition Alpha Gamer, because we have a gamer version of this one. Category 3, which shows us a class R, which means it's an R collection, which is the rarest, which means we only make so many of these a day. But you'll have that at the top to explain all that. Class 3, Class 2 is a Superior Elite Flagship, and Class 3 is the R collection. You're supposed to have several categories with your products. I don't have gain capabilities, ADV, which a lot of people, we explain what that means. It's for advanced. It means no ambient light controlled environments or dark environments needed. Lumens, 1,000 lumens inside, because this is an inside product. Of course, that's why we have the page with all the 1,000 lumen demonstrations, and there's one up there, so you can see it for yourself, so we can back that up. Got to be the backup with your writing. Let's see, type of product. What type of product are you selling to your customers? When they look at that, some people will mistake a painted screen for being an actual physical screen. So I've had people contact me back and say, hey, are you selling a screen? Is that a screen you can buy, ship it? And we have to explain to them, no, it's not. It's a paint-on screen. It's not a physical screen. So you have to have that in there, telling them that type of product, which is a roll-on or a spray-on. And please note, this is not a physical projection screen, but a paint-on inside or out projection screen paint. You have to put that in there. You don't have that in there. Viewing angles. The viewing angles. I see you guys are doing demonstrations and talking about viewing angles. How many viewing angle application videos do you have? Because we have tons of those inside and out. So that one right there, you don't really have no information. You have no videos on that. So no, we have viewing angles on ultra short, those with certified screens, long throw, outside, 1,000 lumens. You name it, we've done it. We've been there. Color. Some of you don't even know the color of your own product. Somebody has gunmetal 3 times on 3 of their shopping carts. They all can't be gunmetal. They got to be something else, but they're all gunmetal. So you have to be to tell exactly, well, you have to have a description of your product and what color it is. It's the first thing you're supposed to know from the door. OLED black screen paint color, you can't put that there. Your screens are not black. White level capabilities, which is a new level 2 white heightener, which we'll be displaying it off soon. We got it over there. We can't show you that. Ooh, yeah, it's gonna be amazing. So that explains the new heightener technology right there. We put a lot, we write a lot of stuff in here, don't we? Yeah, I like to write stuff, especially if you know what you're talking about. I put down, this is a customer engineered paint. Product design, it should be in red right here. This is a policy. Got to come back in here and do some work. Paint on application information. You do not have this on your site. And this is one of the things you're supposed to have, because the customer needs to know what materials are going to basically apply well to the surface. We even have a video on polyester tarps. Doesn't go well. It actually lifts off the surface and slides off the screen. So not good. Stucco, you definitely should not be painting unless you're going to sand it down. So basically, what paint sprayers do we advise? We advise the Wagner 250s. It's a cheap paint sprayer. It's fantastic. It's good. Stuff will feed through with no problem whatsoever. And they will cost you $60. Also, when you're telling people to use paint sprayers, do you put information in there like it should be in a well-ventilated area? They should wear glasses and a mask. Can do that on the video. Do that in the basic specification sheet here. What surfaces can you paint it on? What surfaces can you paint it on? Do you have anything in there telling that you can paint this on wood, brick, cardboard, plexiglass, fiberglass? If you're painting it on fabric, is there special applications for that? Now, for those, they don't tell you information about the fabric. Fabric is interesting. Fabric will soak in more or less. It's like a sponge. So bottom line, if you're painting the screen with fabric, you will notice your screen will become extremely blotty due to the fact that some areas will soak in more and some areas will soak in less. So we advise you to put down 2 coats of everyday paint. Doesn't have to be special or expensive primer, just everyday paint. The reason why we tell you to do this is because when you put the first coat on, it's going to be blotty as I don't know what. It's still going to coat, but it's going to be blotty. The second time you do it, it's going to be a nice smooth coat. You're going to have an even surface. It's not going to be one section soaking more, one section soaking less. It's going to be an even coat all the way across. You apply our application and you're done. That's how we do the giant 250-inch screens or 180-inch screens or whatever screens we do our fabric. That's how we do those. That's what we have in the instructions right here. They don't give you that information. I'm not going to the website because I need the brain cells today. Please note when painting any kind of fabric, 2 coats of primer will be needed to give the surface an even layer surface. We've done a couple paint on demonstrations on 250s. All right. It also tells you do not use this on any form of acoustic or mesh material if you're using it for sound, because what's going to happen is the picture will display, sound will not be coming through with you. Also, too, we explained to you, do not use this with foam rollers or paintbrushes. You want to jack your screen up, good way to do it. And on top of that, low odor, low VOC, eco-friendly, and water-based. I know about this for the fact because I have lung disease, and at the end of the day, if any of this stuff in here is going to be something that's going to mess me up, it's going to mess me up. My nose is extremely sensitive to chemicals. So if there's something in here that ain't going to work, it's not going to work for me. Yeah, I would have been dead by now. All right, drying time, 30 minutes with a fan, depending on the size of your screen. Problem I see here is when I see people doing demonstrations talking about the screen's drying time, they will go and say, hey, it'll dry between such and so and so. This particular approximate time is when it's going to dry. That's a problem if the screen is bigger than the one you're painting in the video. So if you're painting the screen in the video that's 100 inches and you say, hey, it only takes about 30 minutes for this to dry. Well, you just mentioned 30 minutes for a screen of 100 inches. What if the customer does a screen at 150 to 180? Now you got a problem on your hands. That's why you take 30 minutes depending on the size of your screen. Gee whiz, the people on the right specification sheets correctly is unbelievable. Cleanup applications. Do you have that on the website? No, we didn't see any cleanup applications at all, period. At all. None of them. Not one. All right, over here, proper storage. Do you have proper storage of the product? What's the shelf like on your product? So basically, if you're storing the product, it says, warning, do not set near warm or hot temperature areas, because people will sometimes, if they have an area that's a little bit colder, they will set that in the area next to a heater or something, and then you're going to have some problems. That information should be right there. You don't have that on your site. Also, too, what's the shelf life on your product? How is a person going to properly store the product? You should have basically should be stored in room temperature environment. You don't have that on your site. Approximate screen size. So in your screen size, you'll have at 100 inches. What's the aspect ratio on what size you're going to get out of that? Or can you do 1610, 235.1 at 32 ounces? If you're doing a 160-inch screen and you're doing 235.1, the biggest screen you're going to get out of that is 158 inches. We've done it before. That's 158 inch if you're doing 235.1. They can't put that in there because they've done any 235.1s, which I haven't seen yet. Second, paint on application surface. You need two of these. You don't have none of them. This is one right here. Paint on application. This is second paint on application. Giving the customers more information. Mesh or micro mesh. Please do not spray on micro mesh, which basically what happens is this paint, it has a little bit of thickness to it. You will basically clog the holes, which means sound, picture will come through, sound will not. It will tell you that you can paint on wood, glass, drywall, PVC, motorized projection screen, fixed frame screens. Now, as I say, motorized and fixed frame screens, we have motorized screens in there. We don't have fixed frames, which we will have because when I get the new place, I'm actually planning to get a 150-inch fixed frame screen, and I'm picking up 135. So we'll be doing that on camera. Let me see right here. And I've done enough fixed frame screens to choke a horse. Literally, I've done tons of them. Anywhere from 150s to 135s, 120s, 126 inches, 106 inches, Elite screens, edgeless. Whew, I've done quite a lot, and a bunch of 235.1s. We've done those, but we'll do them on these two also. All right, so basically PVC, motorized projection screen, fixed frame screens, plexiglass, fiberglass, smooth brick or different forms. Okay, the fabric, we require 2 coats of paint or primer when needed on that surface by line when even it out nicely. What else do we have here? Motorized projection screens will not crack or peel. We already have those demonstrations on the other side for the demo page. You can watch demonstrations on these motorized projection screens. You can watch one being painted, being rolled up and down over and over again, ultra short, all that good stuff. Basic product info. You don't have that on your site. So what's the basic product info? Resolution, capability, 720p, 1080p, 4K, front projection only. Enhancements for projection screen viewing, applications for 720p. We can back that up because we have a demonstration on the page showing a 5,000 lumen 1080p projector versus a 720p 1,000 lumen projector, which shows in order for that screen to allow the 1,000 lumens compete with a 5,000 and compete with 720p versus 1080p, it would have to give the projector some kind of enhancement capabilities from the screen in order for it to do that. So yes, we can put that in there because we have a video back in that theory. They do not. Let's see. 1080p, 4K. Yes, for those people saying, well, an idiot came out there one time and said, oh, he probably doesn't work with 4K. Gee whiz Louise. I have over 7,000 video demonstrations in my archives. I literally developed a dedicated black screen paint for a ViewSonic PX747, which we produced in the demonstration, and then did another demonstration of a new product we're working on with 720p versus 4K, and you couldn't tell one from the other. So why would I go and spend the money for a 4K if I have a technology that makes a 720p look like a 4K projector? And for those of you who doubt that, go look for it. You can find it yourself. It's on there. We back everything up. All right, let me see right here. Ultra short throw, long throw, fully compatible, 1,000 lumens and up inside. No projector, high count. No projection, high count. No projector, no projectors, no projector high contrast ratio needed. Oh, no projector high contrast, which means you don't have to have a projector with an extremely high contrast capability to pull in a contrast level, which you're not seeing at the end of the day anyway. No calibrating. We don't calibrate over here. No ambient light controlled environments on dark environments. We don't need it anyway at all. Not to be used outside, which is right there because it's not for that product. Boom, boom, boom. Screen paint projector support. So this right here is a list of all the projectors that we support under our products. We have people who come in and go, oh, I didn't know. I didn't see that. It's right there. There it is right there. It's actually in 2 sections on the site. So right there. So please make sure you look through that first. And we have people that will sit there and buy it anyway, knowing that they have the projector that we don't support because they feel that it's going to support it. If I tell you it's not going to support it, it's not going to support it. So don't try it. All right, screen enhancement technology, all that explained right there. Advanced ultra black OLED, no OLED like. We said OLED like, not OLED like. A lot of people get that mixed up all the time. Summary. It's right here. Some people, when they have their website set up, this is basically the entire specification sheet, Jamie. Summary. A summary is not a specification sheet. A summary basically explains the story of your product. That's it. You're supposed to have all that information in there. Good gracious. Keep out of reach of children and pets. So you see all that information? That is a specification sheet by itself. The more knowledge you have on your technology, the more you can add into it. Like if you study nuclear physics and you only read 2 pages, then guess what? You can't put that much information down, can you? Because you don't know that much. But say you studied about 10 to 12 years in that technology, good gracious, man, they're going to need an extra chalkboard in that place. Using them giant chalkboards they use when they're explaining like nuclear physics, quantum physics, microphysics, and all that other crazy stuff. There's huge, massive chalkboards. They got to get up on a ladder and write all those mathematical equations in. Yeah, you only need a little tiny one the size of this. That's it, because you don't know anything. That's why when I look at the website, that's all the information you guys have in there. Are you kidding me? All right. On this side is all the shipping information right there posted for you to see. It's right down to the side. We have everything in there for you. Your shipping information is sad. Partes is much better. It is part. If he has product in there, it's much better. But Crow's freaking shipping policy is weak, dude. Literally, the package of Kool-Aid has more information on the side of that pack than your shipping information alone. There are people right now on, which he's not on eBay anymore. He got removed from eBay. By the way, he's removed from eBay for good. But anyway, there are people on eBay who have massive amount of specification sheet and shipping information in their accounts that are way more than what you have on yours. Yeah, that right there is, that shipping policy is freaking nightmarish. Where's your snail mail Oh, we forgot we're the only ones who have that. That's our policy. If people are happy to take that if you want to, we don't have no problem with it. Everyone should have a snail policy, a snail ship policy. See, snail mail policy. But y'all don't have one. You're supposed to have one. You should have one. There it is, snail mail policy right there. You don't have that. But see all this information right here? This is what you're supposed to have in your shipping policy. All that's supposed to be there. You don't have a buyer's remorse policy. You don't have COVID. We have a COVID policy in there basically to show if your packages were delayed and whatever, so on and so on. All that information has to be in there. You have nothing in there at all, period. And for you to post that, oh, we support all projectors, of course you do. Is your paint's gray? Guess what else supports all projector? Network Gray 773. It does the same thing. You can take I've done it in videos. You can take Network Gray 773 and stick a fake projector on it. It'll pull up. No problem. Bare silver screen. All of those will pull up. Guess what doesn't pull up on those projectors? Professional screens. Black diamonds don't pull up on knockoff projectors. DMP supernovas don't pull up on them either. Elite screens don't pull up on them. We're talking about the high-end models, not the gray and whatever. We're talking about the gunmetal technology, the more advanced screens. They do not pull up on those particular projectors because that's a high-performance screen. It won't work on it. Now, a cheaper screen will work on it, but not that. Which your category, your product lands in, it's way cheaper than that. Because to tell you the truth, you match house paint. Whew. That was really bad. We're not going to talk about that, but that was pretty bad. For those of you who don't know, we'll run it by real quick. Fellow match house paint. House paint. And at that, I don't know. That's a really sad case right there. That's an extremely sad case. I don't know what's worse, the fact he's still trying to push it on the website or what. That's pretty bad. That's really, really bad. But anyway, those who get offended by that, then you support scammers at the end of the day. So, or those who are probably in here that are basically watching my videos because, again, their videos are boring, or you're in here just basically just watching due to the fact that, well, we know what we're talking about. But anyway, yeah, real sad. So people get offended by this. Well, you should get it. It is kind of funny because the guy, like I said, we told him it was going to happen. I mean, come on. I've been in this field for a long time. I was making those great products a long time ago. And I sat there and said it was going to match. We did the test demonstrations right there on the products. It was going to match. And he did the video demonstration himself and it matched. And he got real bad in that video, man. He was basically fidgeting and coming into alternate stories and all kinds of crazy stuff while he was in there. So it was pretty bad. And then near the end, he got rid of the videos. He removed them off his account because we asked him to place the videos onto his website to back his products up, and he refused to do it. So with him refusing to do it, he removed the videos completely off his account and got caught doing it. We caught him actually trying to remove the videos off the account to mark him private to get rid of them. But the makes matters even more interesting. The same product that he called himself backing ended up fumbling extremely bad in the video because he matched on every level whatsoever. Even though the videos are not there anymore, he's still selling the same product on his website as if it never even happened. Talk about denial. Good gracious. I told you. That's like buying brakes and you find out that 23 people died while using these brakes. And yet they're still on the market. And you're like, what the freak? Why is this on the market? Like, is anybody controlling this? Is anybody basically, and they finally show their test demonstrations where the brakes failed miserably. And the crash dummies were like burned. They were burned alive, you know? Oh, I gotta take. We were just talking about that a few minutes ago about my copyrights. Just the attorney called me back, telling me exactly, giving me I can't give you this, my case number, so I can see exactly where the progress is in some of my paperwork that I filed for. But anyway, getting back to this real quick, because I got to leave out here in a few. I got to go take care of some business today. I got to be out and about. I got to go pay for I forgot. We showed that our license. We haven't got a license back yet, but we can show that basically we did go through the process and our license is getting approved. So basically, I have a Black Business Expo to go to on technology with a lot of Black owners, and it's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be interesting. So my sister's the one that got everything set up for me. So I tell you, she's connected. She got me set up with this, and I'm going to be there. So since we got our paperwork in order, basically showing that we did basically apply for all that and everything's in the process of being taken care of, we can go. Yeah. Anyway, with that also being said, let's go back to this other guy real quick because I don't want the whole video to be about him. But anyway, yeah. So this guy basically got caught with a product online that matched basic house paint. And like I said, that's like the equivalence of somebody, putting brakes out there on the market, and then the brakes, 97 people died from these brakes. And then it makes it even worse is the fact that they finally leaked their test video demonstrations where the freaking crash dummies were just burnt beyond recognition, and yet they were still able to pass these things off, get them on the market where they killed a bunch of people. And you'd be surprised how some of this stuff is still floating around on the internet. We can basically still buy this stuff from. It has these high failure rates, and these companies will still sell this product regardless. There are tons of things like that. When I used to be a collector, there's something. It's a chemistry toy. It's a rare. If you can find one, a lot of money, get a lot of money for them. When I was collecting antique toys, there was a chemistry set that was using real mercury. They were using, it was not like a 1940s or 1950s. It was 1950s around that time. Real freaking mercury was actually found in these chemistry sets. Of course, they pulled them, but there are still some of them floating around. You can get one of those at $50,000-$60,000 item, and you can get your hands on one of them. But yeah, they had real mercury in them, and they knew this was dangerous. Mercury is extremely, extremely dangerous, but they sold this to kids in a chemistry set. I'm gonna find that particular chemistry set. But anyway. And you would think, how in the world did this stuff get past certain inspection requirements? But it did. A lot of these companies will go out here and they'll line the pockets of some of these people, and they will turn the other cheek and look the other way. Don't get me started on restaurants, because I've seen some stuff in there. I don't want to mess with some people's lives at the end of the day, but a lot of them high-end restaurants, they take some stuff on the table. But anyway, leave it at that. So, anybody that's chef out there tomorrow, dare you, but it's true, we all know it. But anyway, so with him, he's not lining anybody's pockets, but He's doing this right out in the open as the same thing as these companies are doing. They're selling things that you shouldn't be selling because either they have an extremely high failure rate or they could burn your house to the ground. All kinds of stuff could go wrong. I leave my computers on all the time for work. I couldn't imagine coming back and seeing an entire establishment burned to the ground because there were faulty wiring or something went wrong or this, that, and the other. This stuff needs to be tested because I leave this stuff on all the time. And this is stuff you trust at the end of the day, like your smoke detectors. You trust your smoke detectors to work. Your oven, you expect for your oven to work. No, one day you turn it on and it explodes in your face, or your microwave basically overloads and blows up in your face. You expect all that to work. Every day you get in your car to go from A to B, when you press down on those brakes, you expect for those brakes to work, not to fail on you and you end up crashing to the side of a building. But there are companies that literally know these things don't work. They have a very poor test rate, and they will still have these products on sold. And this is how these companies get sued at the end of the day, because they launched a product that they knew at the end of the day was not going to really work. They beefed it up to be something that it's not. And that's a perfect example of what Jamie just doing right now. Or if he hasn't pulled it off his site. If he did a demonstration, and he clearly showed in the test demonstration that his product matched this particular paint, to the point where he removed his own video, because again, we felt that if you're so proud of this video, you should have no problem posting this directly to your site. Just like, and you can look up and see in the caption, those are our test demonstrations. We got no problem showing you that. It's right there. Anybody can go and check it out anytime you want to. Not a problem. But for him, he didn't want anybody to see this. So that's why the video went missing. That's why he can't post it to his site, because if customers come and see this, they are not going to buy that paint. They're going to go right down to Sherwin-Williams and they're going to buy the Network Grade 773, and that's what's going to happen. So with that being said, this is a video he made to show that his product didn't match it, but this is also a video that became a nightmare for him because this is a video he wants no one to see. Now, did he go to, it'd be different if he matched this product and he gets on camera and he goes, hey, look, I apologize to my customers. I apologize to my fans. I didn't properly test this out correctly. Our products were not tested out correctly. I'm going to refund your money, and I'm going to go in. We're going to make a new product, and what we're going to do is we're going to test it from now on next to these great products to show that our products don't match any of these products. He doesn't do that. What he does, he gets angry at us, which again, I don't know how that's going to hurt me at the end of the day, but he gets angry at us and tries to slander our product, but our products are tested because we can post them. So that doesn't work. So does he pull the product? No. The product is still sitting on his website. He's still trying to sell it for more money at that. So that tells you a person at the end of the day who does not care about his customers at all and will scam every chance he can get to take as much as he can from people at the end of the day. And as you can see right here, his specification sheets are weak because he doesn't know anything about his product, even though it's black and white paint. And his product is matching shelf paint, no tests at all whatsoever. So that's why we have there. I'm going to finish out the caption. It's a challenge calling them out, asking them to post their test demonstration displays, which they don't have on the website at all, period. And also to match or better all demonstrations under our company. I'll be posting another one tomorrow. Soon, but I got to get ready to get out of here because I got things I got to take care of today. And I skip about that, and I have to get some kind of confirmation form showing that where the progress is with my license. So when I go down to this expo, I want to be able to need to show some. We have our paperwork, we register when we get in there. Beautiful thing about this is the person who is actually doing the expo. She is the head speaker. And I told you, my sister's connected. I'm going to get a chance to meet the head speaker because I want her to see the technology that we are displaying. And they help companies get started. They give them grants and stuff like that to get their companies off the ground. And this would be a huge boost for a company. So this is a huge blessing. But as I said before, to the other people, that if your products are matching house paint, you need to pull these items off your site. Because basically, number one, it's bad business, and number two, you are scamming people who don't know much about home theater setups at the end of the day, and they are trusting you to give them that information or proper information at the end of the day so they can make a proper purchase for their setup or for their whatever they're doing at the end of the day. And by you having these products up there, knowing these products are matching house paint, you shouldn't be selling them at all, period. It needs to be pulled altogether, and you need to issue an apology to your customers, and you need to return any money that hit that account or basically came up Any orders that came in within the timeline of returning the money back to the customers. That's what you need to do. So, like I said, any business out there that does not want to display their test demonstrations, that don't want to back their product up at the end of the day, you don't buy from them. I'm not going to buy from a company. They're going to say, hey, we got a bunch of 4090 graphic cards in here, and you're just showing me pictures that I'm seeing off of Google that somebody took screenshots of, and there's very little specifications on it. There's hardly any information on it. There's no way in the world I'm going to slide $4,000 to $3,000 in there to get that card. But I think what basically makes this even more incriminating, it's not the fact. Some people may say, well, maybe he doesn't know how to spell things correctly. Well, you got people that can help you out with that. Or with Wix, on their site, you can actually hire a professional to do it. It's not a lot of money to do it. Or I don't do it because I can do it myself. But there's another way you can go about doing it. But still, you literally have a product that match house paint in a video that you deleted off your account. And this is the same product you continue to sell on your website. So yeah, you did the same scenario as in companies who have products that they know that are harmful for the public. I'm not saying it's harmful for the public, but it's harmful for the public or the consumer, and they continue to sell this. That's what happens. I think that's what happened to the eBay account. eBay account's gone. It's not there. It is gone. I used to be a top seller on eBay, and I know for a fact if eBay felt that if you got enough complaints against your eBay account, I mean, it's going to be a lot of complaints. It takes a lot of complaints to knock out an eBay account, unless you have some serious, substantial evidence right there. But for just coming in and saying, hey, you committed fraud, you need a lot of complaints to do this. But other than that, either a bunch of people came in and filed against him and that account's gone, or he removed the account to try to soften the blow on people that are requesting money back. But something's wrong there. Because it's gone. It is definitely gone. It's not there. And what would be the purpose of moving your eBay account where you're selling product at? I mean, the more areas you have to sell your product, the more money you bring in. I'm in the process of redesigning the Crystal Edge for drop shipment for companies. And we have another site coming up called The Exotics. 3 different companies I'm working on. So why would I drop one of those at the end of the day? No, that doesn't make any sense. So he got his account removed, or he removed it for some particular reason. It's not the first time we've seen this. We've seen this before. We've seen this way back in 2019 when we were ordering from him in a live stream, and he tried to lay claim that his product was, he tried to lay claim that he couldn't ship to our shipment address due to the fact that the address wasn't coming up. And I was able to pull up a receipt showing, yeah, you did ship to us. This is your tracking number showing it's delivered. So it's legit. You can ship to us. What's the problem? And he got kind of upset in the middle of the live stream and pulled his entire eBay listing in the video. So, it's not the first time he's done that. I've even seen one time when the pressure got a little too heated on him, or about something he did. Some paint was matching something. And he went and he changed the category of the product so it would pop up someplace else, but not there in that category. So we've seen some dirty stuff from this guy, but he's not there at all, period. He is gone. We searched under everything you could possibly think of. Because I don't like to talk about something unless I have evidence proving. I'm not that type of person just going to come out and just say things for the sake of saying things. You will see me say it and back it up at the same time. I've always been that person. He does not come up anywhere. If you're going to be selling on eBay and you're selling screen paint products, you can't put down screen paints because that brings up something of a different category. Because I used to sell on there. You get to bring up exactly what category comes closest to your product, and that's how you're ever going to network people to your site if you want to make money off eBay, if you're serious about it. If you are, and the key word, if you're selling screen paint on eBay, you have to put down projector screen paint, because what that would do, that would bring up anything involving projectors and whatever, including screen paints, and that's the category will come up the highest for making sales. If you put down screen paint, then what's going to happen is you're just going to bring up screen paint like they do with the shirts and t-shirts. That's what you'll be bringing up. That's the only thing that's going to come up. We see a couple of screen paints in that category, but majority of them are going to be on this one right here. But he does not come up anywhere at all, period. That's how I made my first couple of purchases from Crow through eBay, because he had eBay account way before he had the website account. And that's pretty much where the more heavier hits are coming in for people requesting for refunds. So he figures they can't ask for refunds if he doesn't have a website or he doesn't have a email, eBay account. Actually, this will not help you because they have a transaction. Even if the website is going and no longer there, they have a transaction showing that they made a purchase from that particular site. They got a receipt. They can take you to court on a receipt. And they can also show proof that the website went missing or the site went missing. Now, if they're able to go in and prove through eBay says, hey, look, we got a lot of complaints about this guy, and we decided to remove his account altogether. Then that's even more evidence for you to win a lawsuit against them for fraud. If he removed the site himself, still, that's evidence at the end of the day, because now you have a receipt where there's no address, there's no website there. And that's an easy turnover on PayPal, extremely easy, because you can clearly show that, hey, look, I ordered from here and it's no longer there. I looked, I typed in, it's not there anymore. And they're going to look for it and they can't find it. And that's automatically going to win in your favor. Certain things, excuse me, you got to know when you're dealing with PayPal as a merchant too, on top of that. That's why I tell people, one of the tricks I'm going to talk about real quick. If somebody comes in and says, hey, look, and we've been to target with the address, correct address. I can't explain this enough. People will blame us because we shipped it to the address that's actually on their account. Like, I'm really going to know that you are at a different place. I'm not going to know that unless you change that information on your page. But if we do if someone contacts us right away and we're able to get the message and they say, hey, look, I'm at a different address, still you need to go in and change that information, which we advise you to do. But never ever edit the label and send it to the correct address. And I'll tell you why. Without that person's authorization or permission. Because what's going to happen is, and it's literally, actually a few times I got saved my neck or from going through some bad situations on that. But what'll happen is they can come in and say, well, we never got the item. Even though you can show a tracking number of it being delivered at the address that they instructed you to send it to, PayPal's not going to honor it. PayPal's only going to honor what it says on their the shipping information provided by the customer when he set up the PayPal account. That's what they're going to honor. You can argue from sun up to sundown and say, hey, look, that's the address that he wanted me to ship it to. Unless you have a letter there, email, something stating that that's what he said, you've lost money at the end of the day and you've lost product and they can take it from you. The only way you're going to be to fix that unless you go to court. And sometimes something be so little it's not worth going to court because you're basically your filing fees would cost much more than sometimes the item itself. But as I said before, with that being said, make sure that you get a confirmation letter. So, okay, before I edited this receipt and I send it over here, I want your permission stating with the address saying you gave me full permission to ship it there. Make sure you do that, because what can happen is if they decide to get dirty on you, the customer gets dirty on you, and he goes, hey, look, the item was never delivered, even though you have a tracking number showing it's delivered. PayPal's not going to honor it because they're going to say, well, it's not the same address that matches on the account. That's what's going to happen to you. A lot of you not. Getting those customers to sign those signatures in, very important. That saved me about $2,000 when I shipped a projector, screen, and paint to Madagascar. A lot of you not. Shipped an item to Madagascar. I didn't think that Madagascar was actually real until I looked it up and it was actually a real country. But anyway, and Madagascar is a little different. I don't know if it's changed now from the last 4 years when that happened, but I shipped over a Sony VPL FH30 projector, 150-inch screen, and a gallon of paint. I shipped over there. And when I had contacted the fellow, I went to FedEx to do the ship out, which is a very expensive ship out, by the way. But good thing my ex-girlfriend was working at FedEx at the time. She got a 75% discount. That's where we went to. We ship it out over there. and there's no place for it to land. There's two hubs popping up. I think I told you before, but two hubs were popping up. And they're saying, well, we can ship it to this one, A or B, which one you want. We don't even know. So I go back and I contact him and say, look, we can't even ship this to your address. We have to ship it to two different hubs. I need confirmation from you telling me that that where you want it shipped to. So he said, go ship it to I wrote down the piece of paper, ship it to this hub right here, which we got as authorization. Now, later on, we ship everything out. Everything's good and fine. I get a complaint that pops up on my account that takes about $2,000 out of my account. And I go, what the freak is this going on? Contact PayPal. They said that the customer filed a complaint and said that we didn't ship it. It was never delivered. It was never delivered. That's what they put the complaint about. And the jack, the thing about this is, the FedEx on our end, we had his signature. We had his signature sign out the package because you got to sign it out. Even though we had his signature, even though it shows he was there, even though it shows he picked it up, PayPal wouldn't honor it because he had a different address in his account. And unfortunately, that address wasn't shippable. We couldn't ship it to that address. So PayPal says, we can't cover you on that. You're just going to lose out on the money. But unless you can show proof that he authorized for it to be shipped there, then you're good. And I remember the email went in and sent it and it said, okay, that's good. You're good, Mr. Bird. It shows that he did authorize to have to ship to this hub. So the money's back in your account. There you go. I hate to say it, I try to be a nice in business. You try to treat all your customers with the best respect you can be, but at the end of the day, you have to remember you're going to have those particular ones that are going to do that kind of stuff. I have customers that are absolutely amazing. I have customers that are actually complete nightmares at the end of the day. But you're going to have that. I had one customer. Oh my goodness! Matter of fact, I'm fighting that dispute right now as we speak, which I'm going to win with no problem. One customer got buyer's remorse in the middle of the transaction. She had already made the transaction. Money went through on the account. It's like $400 went transferred over on the account. And in the middle of the transaction, she got buyer's remorse. So she said, "Well, I would like to do have my money back." Now, usually we're not responsible for buyer's remorse because PayPal doesn't cover buyer's remorse, so you know that from the door before you file that. And we also, because all the information we have on the site, we advise you to read through everything we have on the site because we don't hide anything from you. Buyer's remorse policy is right there on the site for you to read through. PayPal will come in and check your site. They will literally go in and check your website to see if whatever you're saying is legit. And we can back it up. We have tons of videos and pictures and everything, and they can see when they go on our site. It's fully well informed for the customers. So we could have held that money with no problem. Because again, they don't cover buyer's remorse. But because the customer was acting weird, there were certain key words they were saying. Some customers will come up strange. And when they come up strange like that, we send their money right back to their account. We don't want their business. We explain to them that we don't want your business, don't purchase or nothing from us. We were basically an official ban. Don't buy nothing from us. Few people have official bans from us. This particular customer wanted a particular item that she needed extremely badly. It was a ceiling display that they want the ceiling to come to life. But they were just acting really weird that we just decided, nope, not going to do with this. This is going to be a nightmare. Send them back their money. We sent them back the money. We put in through PayPal, shows the money was refunded to the account. Later on, we cut off all communications with this particular person also. Later on, we get I look down, I see money taken out of my account, $400. $400 on my account for what? We go in and check, it's them. And they go in, and even though we can show a statement from PayPal saying that the money was sent back to them, they went in and went to their bank institution and filed a chargeback to take an additional $400 out of us. That's what I'm talking about, dirty people at the end of the day. But because we have a statement from PayPal showing the money was transferred to them, the time stamp that they did receive the money, that was sent over to their bank of institution, and because I've been with PayPal for quite a long time, I get credits issued to my account, which means any money that comes out of my account, PayPal will give me credit toward that funds to my account, which will stay there. And then once we win it, it basically transfers over to PayPal. Because I've been with PayPal for years. I showed you my loans. I get quite a few loans from PayPal, basically because my account's outstanding. Do you have any idea how many returns I have on my account? It is very, 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 very slim. I actually had to do a statement on how much my company, because I had to send it to somebody for this loan. But I looked in there and I didn't realize that I have very little returns. So the guy looks like, good gracious, you only had, out of a month, I probably get about two. 2 to 1. Some of them only get nothing at all. Because our product is tested, we can back it up. That's why. That's why. And beta, all that, we can back everything up. If we ever have to walk into a courtroom, we got batch numbers galore. We can back everything up with no problem. That's what I love about doing the test. Because you can back your stuff up at the end of the day. But anyway, so that's what happened. So it's going to go to the bank as an institution. They're going to show that we did refund their money back to their account, time, stamp, and date. I don't know why people do that. What are you going to gain from this? How will this help you? You know, you just committed fraud with your bank institution. You know that, right? You literally just committed fraud. You went to a bank and you lied and put down a statement under oath that basically a company ripped you off on $400, and there is a document by PayPal showing you that there is $400 was transferred to your account, time, stamp, date, everything. But you're going to try to get more out of another company. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press on you on this one for the person who did this. Usually when we win the money, it goes back into our account. We leave it be. I'm going to stick an attorney on you. That's what I'm going to do for bank fraud. Because you went out there and you committed fraud when you basically knew that the money was transferred back to your account. We have documents showing that PayPal shows a clear transaction of money going back to the account. If this person's watching this video, I hope they watch it later on because they're not blocked from our channel. We know who you are. But usually when we win these cases, and we always do, we can show proof, the money goes back into my account. I'm going to treat this one a little differently. I have your information. I'm going to have an attorney contact you. We're going to basically take you to court for fraud. Because again, I don't appreciate that kind of nonsense at the end of the day. It's unnecessary. And it's just basic common sense. Your money was transferred back to your account. Everything was good. And then you decide at the last minute they're going to go in and go around the bank institution and file and say we never sent them anything. So I have evidence that we did transfer the money to the account. You went to the bank, you filed up these falsified, whatever you call it, complaints against my company, and I'm going to take you to court and for fraud. I might even sue you on top of that, thinking about it. It's a business, by the way. It's a business we did with the company. Usually, customers, something like that with a customer, I wouldn't really bother with it too much. But this is a business that did this nonsense, and they should know better not to do dumb stuff like this. So I'm definitely going to stick an attorney on you. So you'll be hearing from us soon. As soon as we win that, which we'll have no problem. So I'll go into court and I will show that we basically returned the money to the account. I will also show that we won against your bank institution and you lost your claim and it was turned down. And that's all the means and all the evidence we need to go file a lawsuit against you. So I'll be contacting that person real soon today. I just thought about that to do today too. I'm definitely going to file something against them for that one. Other than that, people, we've gotten way off topic. And I got things to do today. But today, people, it's all about one thing. Backing your products 100%. That's what it comes down to. It's your coin at the end of the day. It's your hard-earned dollar at the end of the day. You want to make sure you get what you paid for. And a lot of these people want to run their mouths about our company saying it's not this, not that. Well, there's my link right there. There's my test demonstrations. Beat all of them. Or match or better all of them. But only two, we want to see yours too, which we know you don't have at the end of the day because you can't back up your products at all, period, because it's basically house payment. But anyway, that's what we're asking for. All right, I'm putting another one up. I'll keep it short and sweet. Next one will be about our demos. Next one we'll do on 1,000 lumen test demonstration page. And then we'll drop an entire massive outdoor grid, which we're going to do all those demonstrations. Better or match, which means we don't want to see demonstrations in dark environments. If I'm not in a dark environment in that video, then guess what? You should not be in there either. If I'm doing certifies, you'll do certifies. I'm on 180 inch, you'll be on a 180 inch screen. 150, 120, do 150 is or blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's what you're going to have to do. Because you're not, no one's going to ever come in and talk trash about my company, all the hard work and time that I put in to build my company. And these jokers at the end of the day can't even pass house paint, don't even do tests properly. And yet they're going to talk about our products and you matching better our demonstrations, all of them. All right, well, with that being said, boom, 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 I got to get out the door. Got some things I got to take care of. And today I'm going commercial property shopping. I'm going to look around. First, I'm going to be getting out of here real soon. I'm going to thank my sister for such a wonderful blessing for allowing us to be here until we get situated. So that was fantastic. But it's time for me to get ready to get settled in. All right, got to go. Thank you all, and God bless.